So, welcome, JD Garu. You are known by
Namaste
JD,
అండి.
VV LaxmiNarayana IPS officer. First of all, let me appreciate the time you gave us for the sake of public, because these two questions more are aligned for the benefit of the public, sir. And my programs, that's what I try to do always, to see how we can help public by this media. Sir, welcome to Prime9,
Yeah.
Point to Point with Shiva, sir. So the first question, sir, which is very, very common, and this happens quite a bit. If a common man is coming to a police station with an issue where he or she thinks that అది పోలీస్ స్టేషన్ లో పెట్టి వాళ్ళకి ఒక న్యాయం జరగాలి అని వస్తారు సార్ పోలీస్ స్టేషన్ కి.
Yeah.
సార్ పోలీస్ స్టేషన్ కి అంటే అన్ని స్టేషన్ లో అలా జరుగుతుందని నేను అన్నా సార్. దేర్ ఆర్ డెఫినెట్లీ గుడ్ ఆఫీసర్స్ లైక్ యూ. But oftentimes, where I also have experienced that you are made to sit for hours together. After making them sit for hours together, ఎవరన్నా మాట్లాడినా oftentimes it is very disrespectful and they are not addressed, sir. As a human, as a common citizen, మీ రైట్స్ ఏంటి? పోలీస్ స్టేషన్ అధికారి గానే లేకపోతే సెకండ్ ఇన్ కమాండ్ గానీ వాళ్ళ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ టువర్డ్స్ సిటిజన్ ఏంటి సార్?
మీరు చూసుకుంటే the lack of legal knowledge to the people is the main problem. Because if you see our education system, the constitution and the various legislations are not included in our syllabus. We just study them in a very cursory manner. As you are mentioning, they are exploiting this position. So first suggestion to government is that include these things. And also through programs like that, let us keep educating people.
Sure.
So whenever people are in trouble and whenever a cognizable offense is committed, so people have a right to go to police station and get the complaint registered. This is what was there in the 154 section under the CRPC. And the same thing is now replaced as 173 Bharatiya Nagarik Suraksha Samhita. The Supreme Court in the judgment of Lalita Kumari versus State of UP has clearly mentioned at the stage of registration of offense, the police should not ask whether that is real or whether there is a falsehood in the complaint. That is not the stage. Whatever complaint comes to the police, if they find that a cognizable offense is committed, then the police are duty bound to register the case. That is what is known as the first information report, that is called FIR.
Sure.
Suppose police station lo register cheyakunte, మీరు ఎస్పీ గారికి కానీ కమిషనర్ ఆఫ్ పోలీస్ కానీ మీరు ఇన్ రైటింగ్ మీరు ఒక లెటర్ పంపిస్తే విత్ రిజిస్టర్డ్ పోస్ట్ ఆర్ ఎ పోస్ట్, దెన్ ది ఎస్పీ ఆర్ ది కమిషనర్ ఆర్ డ్యూటీ బౌండ్ టు గెట్ ది కేస్ రిజిస్టర్డ్.
సమ్ టైమ్స్ దీస్ ఆర్ వెరీ సెన్సిటివ్ సార్, టైం బౌండెడ్ ఉంటాయి కదా, అంటే పోస్ట్ చేస్తే మళ్ళీ 4 రోజులు పట్టి మళ్ళీ వెనక్కి రావడం అయినా టైం పడుతుంది.
Yeah, this is what the law says. I mean, they can go and visit, they can go and meet the SP or the commissioner. There is always a possibility that you go and meet them, call on them and give the complaint. That is how we used to work. Whenever a person comes to the senior formations, it is their duty to see that the case is registered. So this is one thing. Suppose even after visiting a police station and also the senior officers, suppose if the case is not registered, you can approach the court and the court is duty bound to get the case registered. Under 175(3), I believe, in the BNSS. So these are the 3 possibilities of registration of a complaint. But actually, if a police station refuses to hear the or register the complaint, it's a very serious charge. So for a police, a FIR registration is going to increase his work.
Sure.
So as a natural tendency, people will try to avoid registration. The second reason is the police performance is decided by the number of cases registered. Suppose if the more number of cases get registered, then the reports or the media will report that last year there were so many cases in this police station and this year the cases have gone up. That means the crime has increased in the society. So this is an adverse thing for the police. So they try to avoid non-registration of case. This is popularly known as burking. That means if a cognizable case comes, they will register as a non-cognizable offense. Or number 2 is totally don't register. Senior officers' duty ఏంటంటే Such things should at any cost be avoided. Many people are under the false impression that the crime is going to come down. No. In a society, the crime is going to go up, but which crime is going up is very important. Suppose if burglaries are increasing, that means the police and the citizens, they are failing in their duties. So a correctional mechanism can be introduced. Suppose crime against women is increasing, that actually reflects the general tendency of the society of present day. It is very unfortunate. ఇది అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. మనం ఎఫ్ఐఆర్ రిజిస్టర్ చేయకుంటే ఏమవుతుందంటే అఫెన్స్ చేసిన వాడికి హీ విల్ బి మోర్ ఎంబోల్డెడ్, నాకేమీ అవ్వలేదు అని హీ విల్ ట్రై టు కమిట్ మోర్ అండ్ మోర్ క్రైమ్. సో ది బేసిక్ పోలీస్ స్టేషన్ ఫంక్షనింగ్ ఈస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. దట్ ఈస్ ది రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ ఆఫ్ ది సీనియర్ ఆఫీసర్స్ అండి.
సార్ అయితే ఒక చిన్న క్వశ్చన్, విచ్ మీరు అన్నట్టు ఎఫ్ఐఆర్ రిజిస్టర్ చేయట్లేదు, ఐ విల్ గో టు ఎస్పీ ఆఫీస్ ఆర్ ఐ విల్ గో టు కమిషనరేట్ సార్.
ఎస్,
బట్ ఆ కామన్ పర్సన్ కి హీ ఆల్వేస్ థింక్స్ ఓకే నేను ఇస్తాను, ఏమైనా యాక్షన్ జరుగుద్దా అసలు, విల్ ఇట్ మేక్ ఎనీ ఇంపాక్ట్ టు ద గై ఐఎమ్ కంప్లైనింగ్ ఆన్? అదొకసారి వివరిస్తారా సార్?
యాక్చువల్లీ ది హోల్ సిస్టమ్ ఈస్ వీ నీడ్ టు గో అండ్ రిజిస్టర్ ఎ కేస్, and the moment FIR is registered, the investigation has to be commenced. So generally people's expectation is that immediately the fellow who has committed the crime will be arrested. But actually a police is going to look into the veracity of the complaint, because there are many instances wherein false complaints are also being lodged. So first of all, the police will try to verify the FIR, because the other side also should be heard. Immediate action is required when there are body offenses. The law also has made a distinction. Suppose if any offense, the punishment is 7 years and less. Generally, the police, without arresting, are supposed to issue notice to the other person. Suppose if the crime committed has punishment of more than 7 years, the police need not have to issue any notice. They can straight away arrest the person. Somebody attacked you with a knife and he is posing a threat to your life. So the police has to immediately respond. Or suppose somebody has cheated you. Somebody has cheated you. So then there is a time for the police to investigate. It is not a life-threatening offense.
Sir, but either cases, they have to register the case. It
Anyhow,
is their
they
primary job to register the case in either situation.
Suppose if there is a confusion about the case, say some patient comes to a police station and complains about the negligence of a doctor. He says, because of the negligence of the doctor, my kith and kin has lost their lives. But here, it is very difficult for the police to decide whether there is any duty violation or whether there is any negligence by the doctor, because there is a procedure prescribed. Any such medical negligence, it has to be referred to a committee. After the decision of the committee, then a case can be registered.
Oh, okay.
In that case, the police will register what is known as a preliminary inquiry.
Okay.
Suppose in matrimonial matters also, many people go to the police station. They complain about the dowry harassment or the domestic violence. In that case also, police will try to register a preliminary inquiry and they will try to sort out the issues. In this Lalita Kumari judgment, the Supreme Court has given 7 situations under which the police can register a preliminary inquiry. And within 3 weeks, they have to complete the preliminary inquiry and come to a conclusion whether a cognizable offense is made out. Then they can register a case. A new provision. This is what is known as zero FIR. Suppose say I am in Hyderabad and while I was in Warangal, something has happened. But I traveled to Hyderabad and I go to a police station in Hyderabad and register a case. Actually, the law is divided as per the jurisdiction. The courts are divided, police stations are divided as per the jurisdiction. Earlier, what used to happen is, police used to say in Hyderabad police, they used to say, because the incident has occurred in Warangal, go and get the case registered there.
Right, sir, right.
But now the recent amendment in the BNSS is that police station should not ask about the jurisdiction. So they have to register FIR. This is called zero FIR. They register the zero FIR and transfer it to the police station where the crime has been committed. Another thing is registration of complaints electronically. This is another provision that has come now.
Okay.
Here is you have to physically go to a police station to lodge a complaint. But now there is a provision to lodge your complaint electronically. Yeah,
really
you
good.
can send it by a mail because each police station is given a email ID. So this is a new
acknowledgement
provision.
వస్తుందా సార్? acknowledgement వస్తుందా దానికి?
Acknowledgement వస్తుంది. They will immediately acknowledge you to the receipt and they are supposed to bound to register it. And then subsequently they may call you because the FIR requires you to sign it.
Okay.
But actually
అప్పుడు సైనింగ్ అయితే వెళ్ళాలా సార్ అక్కడికి?
Yeah, వెళ్ళాలి. Or police may come to your place.
Okay.
Police has to come to your place, but actually FIR copies are kept in the police station. But this is the recent amendment that has come, that electronic registration of FIRs.
To summarize all this, మీరు ఏమంటున్నారంటే సబ్సిక్వెంట్లీ ఏ సిచ్యువేషన్ అయినా కూడా వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ప్రిలిమినరీ రిపోర్ట్ కానివ్వండి, ప్రిలిమినరీ ఇన్వెస్టిగేషన్ కానివ్వండి, FIR కానివ్వండి, ఏదో ఒకటి అయితే జరగాలి.
Yes.
There is no escape for a police station to say I am not going, నేను చెయ్యను, నువ్వు వెళ్ళిపో అన్నానికైతే లేదు అని అంటున్నారు మీరు, అంతేనా సార్?
Definitely. Even if the crime committed is non-cognizable, that means police cannot take cognizance, but still they are supposed to register a case.
So 74 right to get it registered is a citizen's right and police responsibility also to get it done.
Yeah, if
the question was around the station itself. ఇప్పుడు నాకు స్టేషన్ లో నాకు న్యాయం జరగలేదు, నేను కమిషనరేట్ కి వెళ్తాను లేకపోతే SP ఆఫీస్కి వెళ్తాను మీరు సజెస్ట్ చేసినట్టు, నేను వెళ్ళి అక్కడ లెటర్ ఇస్తాను సార్. నార్మల్లీ పబ్లిక్ ఏమనుకుంటదంటే మనం ఏదో లెటర్ ఇస్తాం కానీ మళ్ళీ వాళ్ళు సేమ్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్, వాళ్ళు యాక్షన్ తీసుకుంటారా లేదా అని మనకు తెలియదు, ఆ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఉండదు, అసలు వాళ్ళు యాక్షన్ తీసుకుంటారా అని కూడా నమ్మకం కూడా ఉండదు. జనరల్లీ ఆ ప్రాసెస్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది సార్?
యాక్చువల్ గా మీరు పోలీస్ స్టేషన్ లోకి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు మీ కంప్లైంట్ మీద యూ టేక్ అక్నాలెడ్జ్మెంట్ అండ్ కీప్ ఇట్. And with that same acknowledgement, we should go to the SP's office or to a commissioner office and show that so on such and such day we had gone to the police station. This is the acknowledgement what I got, but no FIR has been registered. So I am now complaining to you to take further action. That is one thing. And the other possibility is that the police may not give you acknowledgement at all. That is also another possibility.
Correct. Oh yeah, that's a very common possibility, sir.
Yes, in that situation, you have to go as per law. You have to go to the SP and say that we had gone to the police station, but they have not given any acknowledgement. That's why the Supreme Court has specifically said all the police stations have to be under 24/7 CCTV surveillance. Somebody wants to verify, they can easily verify whether this person has come to the police station or not. Because police station working is very, very sensitive. Because a man in distress, the first place where he wants to go is a police station.
Correct, sir. Correct.
What type of treatment you are getting in a police station, that talks about the government also.
Thank you for clarifying the first question, Andy. And in terms of the second question I want to get to is, which has become very prominent these days. ఏ పార్టీ వచ్చిందా అన్న దానికన్నా irrespective of that, sir, మనం ఎక్కువ చూసింది ఏంటంటే వాళ్ళు వస్తే వీళ్ళని సెల్లో వేయడం, వీళ్ళు వస్తే వాళ్ళని పోలీస్ స్టేషన్ లో వేయడం, ఈ వెండట కైండ్ ఆఫ్ యాక్టివిటీస్ చాలా జరుగుతున్నాయి సార్, విచ్ ఆల్సో మీన్స్ that government is using taxpayers money to run all these things. ఈ ప్రభుత్వం చేసిందా ఆ ప్రభుత్వం చేసిందా irrespective of all that, sir, ఎవరు చేసినా అది తప్పు. దాని గురించి మీ అభిప్రాయం ఏంటి సార్?
Definitely political interference should not be there in police working. That is number one. That's why a illustrious police officer by name Prakash Singh has gone to the Supreme Court. And Supreme Court in the year 2006, they have given a judgment about the police reforms. బికాస్ ఏమవుతుందంటే ఈ మధ్యలో ఉన్న పొలిటికల్ పార్టీస్ పోలీసును మన చేతిలో పెట్టుకొని మనం నడపాలి అన్నది ఒక ధోరణి. Because police is the strongest form of the wing of the
Muscle.
government which can affect or which can control the citizens' behavior. This is where the senior police leadership comes into picture. They have to protest this. Suppose if these officers also toe the line of the politicians, then it is very difficult for the citizens to get justice. దట్స్ వై పోలీస్ రిఫార్మ్స్ మీరు చూసుకుంటే ఏం చెప్పిందంటే అందులో ప్రతి స్టేట్ లో ఒక స్టేట్ సెక్యూరిటీ కమిషన్ అన్నది ఏర్పాటు చేయాలి. అందులో ఎవరు ఉంటారు? సీఎం ఉంటారు, హోమ్ మినిస్టర్ ఉంటారు, తర్వాత జడ్జెస్ ఉంటారు, హ్యూమన్ రైట్ కమిషన్ ఉంటారు, రెస్పాన్సిబుల్ పీపుల్ ఉంటారు. వీళ్ళందరూ కూడా పోలీస్ వర్కింగ్ మీద దే విల్ హ్యావ్ ఎన్ ఐ. బట్ ఇన్ మెజారిటీ ఆఫ్ ది స్టేట్ సెక్యూరిటీ కమిషన్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్డ్. Because the moment it comes, the political power will go. So that's why politicians, they are not implementing it.
Sorry, sir. Okay, question akkada. State Security Commission antunaru kada, sir. That consists of again politicians antunaru kada, sir. How is that going to
public, judges వీళ్ళందరూ ఉంటారు.
Okay.
Because it is not just political people. It is a combination of political people and also the people and also the responsible citizens. Okay. That is the second reform ఏంటంటే the Director General of Police, the Superintendent of Police or the Commissioner of Police or the police station in charge, these are the three important posts in the police hierarchy. So వీరికి the Supreme Court judgment suggested they should be given 2 years of tenure there.
I see.
Especially the Director General of Police posting, where he heads the entire force, police force, they say a panel of names should be prepared and it should be sent to the UPSC. And once the panel gets approved, from the panel, the government can appoint one of them as the DGP for a period of 2 years.
No. So this is not totally done by just a CM.
No, because it has to be done. That is the process. But many governments are avoiding this. ఏం చేస్తున్నారంటే వాళ్ళు ఇన్ఛార్జ్ డీజీపీ అని అపాయింట్ చేస్తారు. డీజీపీ హోల్డింగ్ అడిషనల్ ఛార్జ్. అంటే దే ఆర్ సర్కంవెంటింగ్. అంటే ఎవరైతే వాళ్ళ ఆదేశాలకు ఎస్ అంటారో, ఎస్ బాస్ అంటారో అట్లాంటి వాళ్ళని తెచ్చి కూర్చోబెట్టుకుంటున్నారు వాళ్ళు. This is a big problem. Because if you see, many of the politicians have criminal records nowadays.
Of course.
You see, Indian Parliament now, 41% of the members of Parliament have criminal records.
Wow. 41%?
41% of the our MPs.
41% of our MPs have criminal records.
Yes, they have criminal records.
That's a big number, sir.
So definitely these people are going to influence the police working. So that's why, as we mentioned, whenever the political party changes in power, they try to do this vendetta politics, which you are saying. This is the main problems because the rule of law is not being implemented.
Sir, again, I will go back to the common person, sir. And how do we encourage the common person to understand what is going on? So they are saying additional in charge DGP and ante ganaka, then there is a partiality. They are not following the law అనేది ఒక మీనింగ్ తీసుకొచ్చా సార్?
Definitely.
Sir.
So this is the biggest problem in the police working. That's why whenever the government changes, this vendetta politics, because the main problem is rule of law is not being implemented because the state is headed by a person who has been appointed by the present government without following the procedure prescribed by the Supreme Court. That means the person who is sitting there will always try to safeguard his seat. Because if I act against the government, there is a possibility that overnight I may be shifted. So that's why listen to the politicians. So when the DGP himself is listening to the politicians, the SHO and other down below, everybody is going to follow the suit except the officers who have their own guts and who have a sense of responsibility towards the society. All the actions by the politicians is is observed by the people who want to invest in the states.
Mm.
So the investors who want to come, they always think that if the law and order in the state or the vendetta politics are going on, we don't know, maybe if the government changes, again the next
True.
government will come and trouble us. So better not to go to that state and invest.
And that has happened, sir, quite a bit of time. We have seen it. One example I always keep bringing up is IT in Vizag. పదిహేను సంవత్సరాలు అయిపోయింది ఇప్పుడు వచ్చి ఐటీ ఇన్ వైజాగ్ రాలేదు. స్ట్రైట్ క్వశ్చన్ టు యూ సార్.
Please.
ఇప్పుడు మీ కామెంట్స్ లోనే మీరు అన్నారు at that point democracy will become a mockery. Do you think right now in our state, in Andhra Pradesh, in your opinion, democracy is respected the way it is, or it is a mockery?
If you ask the ruling party, they will say that democracy is intact. If you ask the opposition, they will say that democracy is not at all there. It's autocracy that is going on.
Of course.
Because
My opinion
ultimately,
is
what the people are feeling, that is important, but unfortunately, the common man has no opinion in this society. Because
what is your opinion, sir?
The media is supposed to project the issues of the problem of the people. Because that's why it is called fourth estate. But unfortunately, in the state of Andhra Pradesh, the media is also divided among the political parties.
That's very unfortunate, sir. That is very extremely unfortunate.
It is the fourth estate which is supposed to look into the working of legislature, working of the executive, and also the working of judiciary. Media used to be a medium through which common man could be able to express his problems. But now,
correct. I agree.
That is not being reflected. That is also another unfortunate part of non-working of the democracy. So the media houses have to wake up. When it comes to professionalism, they are supposed to express independent opinion and leave the opinion to the people to make. I mean, many political parties are thinking they are having the media channels and they can run the show. But it is also going to have an adverse impact on this thing, because people will not believe. That's why
correct.
Mainstream media, nobody is believing. That's why they are going to social media.
Exactly, and social media is having a lot of impact on the public, the political parties, and whatnot. So it has become to your point, you're absolutely right, sir.
Yes.
And I fully agree that media channels should not be doing that, but it is unfortunate.
So the vendetta politics are always wrong. Whoever commits a crime, even if it is your own party man, then register a case and let the law takes its own course. In the process, they are making the democracy a mockery. Maybe you call the previous government or the present government, the basic tendencies have to change. A rule of law has to be ensured. That's why Fidel Castro has said once, if you want development, you need to have peace. If you want peace, there has to be justice. If there is to be justice, there should be rule of law. If there has to be rule of law, you should have police officers implementing it to the tooth and nail. So development is directly linked to the law and order.
You said both governments are doing the mockery of the democracy. Did you say that?
I mean, because we started the discussion on vendetta politics. Because when the previous government was there, they were registering cases against the other opposition parties, and they were protecting the people of their own party. Now, in the present day also, we see the things. But if anybody has done a crime, yes, action should be taken. But if the same offense is committed by your own party man, don't protect him. That is what I am telling.
Correct.
Don't protect him.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for taking time and talking to us. And not just that, but in effort of giving the right information to public through our channel, and you coming into the play, we really appreciate from Prime9 TV channel, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot, sir. Any last word you want to say to the public or to the Prime9 TV channel viewers?
Yeah. I always say, always analyze an issue. Don't go blindly. Because always you should use your intelligence, judgment, and your brain to analyze the problems and analyze the issue and then take a decision. then only what happens is then the politicians will become more responsible. Otherwise, if the politicians think that whatever I say, there are followers or my fans or supporters of the party who are going to blindly believe me, then again there is going to be a problem. Elections are the time where you have chance to express your opinion through your vote. But after elections, if you want to have the democracy to survive, always use your knowledge. And even if you're a person whom you like, if he is saying something contra to what is expected, then you are supposed to question. Otherwise, what is going to happen is there is going to be a concept of hero worship that is going to come to the politicians. It is very, very dangerous. That's why Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar said, hero worship or personal worship in a dharma or in your religion, it may lead you to moksha. But hero worship in politics is going to make the democracy an autocracy, or it leads to dictatorship. So people at important positions, they are supposed to take reasonable decisions. As protectors of democracy, let us analyze the issues and blindly let us not follow. This is what is my advice.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. God bless you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaskar.